Have you ever thought about the meaning of life? Like what the meaning of life is? Oh, good. Then you're not alone. Although you may be alone in life. Sorry, that's a little bit mean. Now, I'm a little bit sorry. It's also a little bit funny. Anyways, point being though, it is normal, I think, especially when you've gone through trying times to seek a deeper meaning in life, to seek something that will sustain you and anchor your will through the trying times, to seek like a deeper connection. And I think in my mind that that is the essence of meaning, right? The interaction and the connection that a living creature has with its environment, right? I made a video last weekend that I'd actually deleted, but there's this dynamic between observation and substantiation, where I think we can maybe almost think of them as being the same thing, and maybe to some extent they are, but they're not exactly the same thing. At least I don't think so. You can think of it like this: observation is our perception, right? Okay, so our perception of the environment around us. So you could say, okay, I'm human, I'm sentient, I'm here, I'm seeing all this stuff, but why should I care about any of it? What is it that gives it meaning? What is it that gives it the weight or the significance? Now, to a certain extent, I think observation is substantiation. It just naturally occurs. No one teaches us to think, okay, reality means something. But it's also clear that there's kind of a prioritization that happens. We focus on certain things to the exclusion of others. So I think this process has to do with the degree to which a thing affects us and the degree to which we can affect it. I think that's what kind of solidifies that connection and gets us to focus on some things and ignore others. You could argue that just because a thing is observable doesn't mean it's necessarily substantial or significant. And just because a thing isn't observable, at least with any sort of codified sensory perception, I would maybe put spiritual things in this, like a thing that you maybe experience but don't perceive. But just because a thing doesn't have a physical manifestation does not mean it is insignificant. A lot of our contrivances, things like money, time, morality, well, I don't know if morality is a contrivance of ours, but logic or math or something like that, they don't have physical manifestations, but they are useful, they are important, and consequently, I would say they are substantial. Just because the thing is observable doesn't mean it's substantial. Just because the thing isn't observable doesn't mean it's insubstantial or should be ignored. The question that follows on the heels of this is perhaps one of, okay, so on a personal level, from a relative perspective, what is it that you should prioritize? What should you focus on? What should you ignore? The things I think that you ignore essentially become nothing to you, relatively speaking. They're still there, but I mean, you kind of you ignore them, right? They're nothing to you. The things that you focus on become everything. Obviously, as a Christian, I think there should be kind of a generalized perspective for the sake of cooperation and coordination. There should be some basic assumptions, but within the realm of what is perhaps morally decent, there's this idea of equal or no, diversity of interest and diversity of effort. So I think to some extent it is up to the individual to find their like higher calling for themselves, to figure out what they want to or what they should focus on and what they should ignore. Anyways,